Okay. Moved all my stuff. All right, here we go.
The original Red Pill Show.
Welcome to a brand new episode.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
No.
I thought not. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you. It's a Sith legend. Darth Plagueis was a dark lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise, he could use the Force to influence the midi-chlorians to create life. He had such a knowledge of the dark side, he could even keep the ones he cared about from dying.
He could actually save people from death.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
What happened to him?
He became so powerful. The only thing he was afraid of was losing his power, which eventually, of course, he did. Unfortunately, he taught his apprentice everything he knew. Then his apprentice killed him in his sleep. It's ironic. He could save others from death, but not himself.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Not from a Jedi.
Celebrate Valentine's Day for less with Kohl's. Get 65% off jewelry, 25% off festive pajamas.
Wow, I messed that up. Okay, well, I tried. That's why I record them first and then play them. So I don't have ads and shit popping in off of YouTube. But whatever. Okay. Live and learn. And there lies the lesson of this episode. What song should I play? Since I just fucked everything up. Let me see. We'll play this one.
The city took my job, just a face within the mob, so I had to get away. I was angry at myself, put my own life on the shelf, making pennies every day. Yeah, but I'm through doing time, pushing rocks all through a mine. And if the bad times ain't over for me, I might as well be free. Hey, I might as well be free. Spending weekends at the mall ain't any life at all, but we did the best we could. I'm a symptom of the times, now my face between the lines, when it ever did any good. Yeah, but I'm through doing time, and I've committed no crime. If the bad times ain't over for me, I might as well be free. I might as well be free. Yeah, I'm back on my feet, reached and ready for the streets. I'm not wandering anymore. I got leather on my heels, I got rubber on my wheels, I got a Magnum 44. Yeah, but I'm through doing time with my ass out on the line. And if the bad times ain't over for me, I might as well be free. I might as well be free. Yeah, I might as well be. I might as well be
Welcome to another exciting episode of the original Red Pill Show. Today is Thursday, February 10th, 2022. This show is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please use at your own risk. This show is copyrighted by me and Freedom Revolution Network. No part of it can be reused, rebroadcasted in any way, shape, or form without our written consent. Finally, the show is opinionated. The host especially. Callers, if I had a phone number, I do, but I don't want to open it right now. Guests, people that are naughty in the chat room, are and always will be opinionated under no circumstances whatsoever. Should opinions be taken as advice? If you're seeking professional advice, we strongly encourage you to hire a licensed if required person in his or her field, little Tommy. All right. Hey, man. No, that's his name, broadcasting live from Colorado, whatever, 46 degrees, which is a far cry from 80, Florida, whatever. So what is going on? I have not been on for almost a week. I've been busy trying to get into a groove, and I think I'm pretty much accomplished that. Oh, we got people popping in. Tammy Anderson, hello. King P, really? SJ187, and Mama Twimmy, I don't know, whatever. Welcome. I don't know who's in StreamYard because we keep losing. I don't even know what's going on. keep losing platforms for some freaking reason. I don't know why. There's 3 people listening because I see that in the little window there. And I'm trying to configure everything here, so forgive me because I moved this crap every time I stop the show because it's in my desk area, and I probably should just leave it alone, but I don't. So anyway, how's it going? And welcome to the original Red Pill Show for people that have not listened to it. I've been one of those podcasters and been on networks for the past, I don't know, 13, 14 years. I'm not looking for fame or fortune or anything of the kind. I am just trying to make you think. So I attract listeners instead of promoting. And if you want to think on a different perspective, then you found the right show. If not, then you didn't find the right show. Hello, Bonnie. Bonnie's a longtime fan and listener. Appreciate that, of course. Bonnie gets it. Bonnie gets it in what the show is about, but it okay, I'm back. No, I hit the wrong button, Bonnie, which is nothing new. I closed the browser for StreamYard. So am I back? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, I closed the freaking browser on accident, and then it let me thank God it let me come back into the studio fairly quick. Sorry about that. What is the topic today? I don't know. No, you didn't scare me away. Are you serious? Okay, good. So you can hear me. Where the hell is everybody? And how come now we're banned on Facebook? Which kind of ironically, I joined again, but only because I am in a place that I don't have a lot of friends, and I want to know what the hell's going on. And the best way to find that out is get into groups, local groups, and what's going on, like concerts and stuff like that. But I can't stand Facebook. I mean, it's really sad that I have to resort back to that to find out what the hell's going on. And that's what I did. And I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. So what's the topic? Well, I don't know yet. Let's see what it morphs into and influenced by chat rooms and whatever. But there is no doubt that there's a lot of challenges going on right now. Anywhere from, and I am not touching politics at all. So don't turn it into that, because I do not want to. I don't want it to go down that road, because enough is enough. I'm sick of politics. I'm sick of COVID. I'm just sick of all that. So it's not going to be about that. Although I will say this, because since I mentioned both of those, isn't it interesting? And that's why I played that clip. One of many reasons of Senator Palpatine, who's the Emperor in Star Wars, trying to convince Anakin Skywalker to join him to the dark side and all about people that obtain their power and they're afraid of losing it. So if that is the topic, then so be it. And I'll elaborate that in a minute, because I have a theory. And my theory is this. Now, with all the truck drivers in Ontario and the Canadians, which who would have thunk that would be a nonviolent revolution, so be it, standing up for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and saying enough of this shit. It's putting pressure on people with power to identify that people ain't going to put up with it anymore. And isn't it just ironic that we are, 7, 8 months, 9 months, whatever it would be, from the midterms, where now they're changing their narratives and their tune? I mean, there's so much going on. I have to credit Glenn Beck, though, because he is on fire right now. And I encourage you to listen to him. He is so spot on right now that it's, I don't know what it is. There's many feelings and emotions I have, because he's saying things and I'm finishing his sentences for him. So I'm not Glenn Beck. I'm not Joe Rogan. I'm not anybody. I'm me. But it's amazing how we all are on the same wavelength. And yeah, I mean, he's just right on the money. And I bought his book, The Great Reset, because I want his perspective on what's happening, and what's going to happen. And he has some theories, get into that too, theories of what's going to happen in all of the concerns and issues that I have. But I have not quite figured this out. I'm just a dumb heating and air conditioning guy that does this for fun. And by life's challenges and setbacks, I've learned to overcome this stuff. And going back to Senator Palpatine trying to get Anakin to join the dark side. So I'm watching all the Star Wars from the beginning again, because it's amazing that it's like the Republic is like the United Nations or NATO, take your pick, or both. And it's just amazing the parallels. I mean, you could see parallels in anything if you want. But it's amazing how Star Wars is like a parallel universe as to what's going on, especially now, with our political system and our society on a global basis, not an interplanetary, different universes or star systems like Star Wars. But you can mark my words, we would fuck that up too. So it really doesn't matter. It's like this metaverse stuff in Facebook. Oh, we're called Meta now because, well, we fucked up everybody's lives allegedly and kind of fooled people into what we were really about, which was sharing your pictures and keeping in touch with people and reconnecting, when they're really taking your information. Because who reads the you agree, end user license agreement or whatever it is? Oh wait, no, we're going to take your information, we're going to sell it, and you just became a product, which you had no idea. because you just want to keep in touch with your friends and your parents and your kids, or share your life with other people, and crystal ball, if you will, or TV, live TV. And these people manage to put your information into some type of profitable package, which I had no idea. I mean, if that's me and my information in my life and you're selling it, I want my cut of that or my money. But regardless of all of that, Facebook is now going virtual reality or into the Matrix or an alternate universe. And if they fucked up your reality and took advantage of you, wouldn't it stand to reason that they're going to fuck you in the virtual reality world? I would just say, yeah. Just like if we cohabitate or terraform Mars and then go there and start populating that planet. How long do you think it's going to take before we start drilling into that planet and fucking up that planet and taking all its resources and just continuing being a bunch of greedy assholes? I don't think it would take long. So again, if you listen to what Palpatine says, who's the emperor, who is infiltrating the Republic and is going to do nothing more but cause civil war, because that's intentions in the first place for the Empire and the dark side and the Sith Lords to take over the universe against the Jedi, which is a huge betrayal. It's very similar to me, shit that's going on right now. And like I said, if you listen very carefully to what Senator Palpatine says, I think he's a senator. I don't know what he. Anyway, Palpatine to Anakin about a person obtaining their power and doing anything and everything they can to keep it. Think about that. And tell me that if it's not true. We are repeating the Roman Empire to almost the T. I have heard opinions that the Secret Service is nothing more than the Praetorian Guard. Then you can throw a little bit of Nazi Hitler tactics into that with the SS. KGB. There's been comments that the FBI is now like the KGB. And now the Capitol Police, according to Glenn Beck show today, went into some congressman's office and said the door was left open. So they said it was a security breach. And then they went in there and allegedly saw what was written on this congressman's whiteboard and started questioning the congressman's aides. It's like, what is he talking about in regards to what was on the whiteboard, which was nothing more than telling a new aide where the fucking ice machine was at? So again, listen to Palpatine explaining to Anakin, who becomes Darth Vader, because Palpatine is trying to seduce Anakin to become a Sith Lord in the dark side of the Force, which he is successful in, obviously, to gain more power, because there's more power on the dark side than the light side, being a Jedi. It's just it. I'm probably the only one that sees this. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, like I said, you can see anything you want into something. But regardless of that, again, listen to exactly what he is telling Anakin. And if you become a powerful Sith Lord, and let me teach you the dark side, you'll be able to keep the loved ones close to you alive, which was a lie. What has been going on that sounds very similar to that with people in power that want to retain their power? And now the midterms are just, not that far away. We've been told and pounded and into submission and lockdown and fear to comply. Supposedly by scientific fact that, if you don't do this, everybody's going to die. And if you don't get the vaccination, you're going to die. If you don't get a booster, you're going to die. And so on and so forth, out of compliance, out of fear. To retain power, or, in my opinion, get back power that people lost. And you can figure that one out on your own. The energy was swaying out of the power of the hands of people that have had power for a long time, and that was threatened. And I truly believe people will do whatever they need to do to regain that power. It seems pretty obvious to me. But another thing Palpatine said to Anakin is that, and listen very closely to it, that very powerful Sith Lord that could save people from death, his loved ones, taught his apprentice everything he knew. So although the Sith Lord didn't want to lose that power, he transferred that power to somebody that he trusted. And when that person obtained the same power, he killed his master while he was sleeping because there's no use for him anymore. How could we equate or relate that to us? Because as a republic, we have power. But if you're being seduced or lied to or fear, and the people that have the power do that to you, and then they get the power that they want, would it really be ridiculous to say or even think that they don't need you anymore because they got what they needed? Isn't that interesting? But they don't have it yet. But the midterms are not that far away. So, if it's medical fact, and I'm sorry, this is the way it is, you got to be locked down, wear a mask, get vaccinations, or you're all going to die, and you're locked down until you comply. So you lose your business, you lose your jobs, everything else that they've done for the past 2 years, which hasn't done jack shit, in my opinion, except divide all of us, which is intended. What do you think is going to happen after they get reelected? Because right now they're changing their tune. And if it's medical fact, then it should stick regardless of the situation, correct? Oh, well, there's an election coming up here, and, these people are pissed. Just look at the Canadians, and the truck drivers. Again, who would have thunk? God bless them. Yeah, they might happen here. So, we better wake up and do something about this, at least until the midterms are over. Kind of makes you think, doesn't it? Because if and when that happens and they retain their power, well, there's another coronavirus variant coming now, Omicron 3, and you need your 10th booster, and when you need to lock all you down again, and if you don't comply with mandates now, because it's just out of control, we're going to have to shut you down because they retain their power because they don't need you anymore. Is that a possibility? Or is that just totally ridiculous? Well, in my experience, I have transferred and shared pretty much all my knowledge because I'm a fool. Okay. And I'm probably a fool for doing this too, but time will tell for that. People are waking up, and I am so proud of people finally taking a stand non-violently and exercising your First Amendment, regardless of what country it's in. I guess Canada does have a constitution and a Bill of Rights. I don't know if it's exactly like ours, but in 1982 or thereabouts, it was implemented and created, and there was a charter, because I just heard it on Glenn Beck right before I got home. And people are waking up. They're saying no. Give me liberty or give me death. And it's just so nice to see after, well, for me, after the meltdown in 2008 and all the horse shit that's going on and people don't want to listen. And that's fine. I get it. And then up to this now, 2 years ago when all this horse shit started with coronavirus, this doesn't make any sense. There's a presidential election right in November. Isn't the timing suspicious even now? It's almost exactly to the day or thereabouts, at least in the same month or two, that the same pattern is repeating. But it's being reverse engineered now from lockdown to laissez-faire and backing off. And like I said, if this is all scientific fact, which is beaten into our heads, oh, it's a fact, it's a fact, it's a fact. Yeah, okay, sure. Don't sound like it to me, because now it sounds like theory. Which, when something is theory, it's nothing more than a hypothesis or a wild ass guess. Oh, well, this, that, whatever. And we thought it was this, but it's not that. No, wait a minute. 2 + 2 = 4. That's mathematical fact. You can't go 2 years later and go, well, we were wrong. 2 + 2 isn't 4, it's 5. What? You can't do that. But that is why they call stuff theory. And when Eddie Van Halen, I'll bring him up again, was confronted, well, don't you wish you got some formal music education and this and that and learn the right way to play? And, how do you know how to play and, blah, blah, blah. And Eddie Van Halen said this, which was profound. That's why they call it music theory. You don't have to do anything because none of it's factual. It's not abstract. It's not 2 + 2 = 4. The only true the only true language that doesn't lie is math. Everything else, you can just throw it out the window. So it seems to me the powers that be have used medical theory in this whole horseshit control game. Just that appears that way to me. And then God forbid you say something or you bring 10,000 trucks to Canada, you're causing problems. I heard Trudeau talking and some other people, and it's like, oh, well, all you're going to do is hurt commerce and make prices go up by doing your trucking blockades and all this shit. Well, where were you when COVID came out and you locked us all down? I didn't hear anybody say one word of that shit. Oh, but now if it's against the narrative in your theories, oh, now it's your fault. It's your fault that prices are going up and there's a supply chain issue and there's inflation or whatever. Now it's your fault because you're standing up and calling this bullshit out. Because the people that have power don't want to lose it, like Senator Palpatine said. And I was getting into, I was a fool. When I ran my company, I transferred all my knowledge and experience to people that I trusted. And what they did, they just might as well have killed me in my sleep. They used that and they undermined me and went around me while I was going through a divorce. And shortly before that, having problems, and went after my customers, and they got them. So then it stands to reason, maybe I shouldn't be so forthcoming and transfer my knowledge and power to people that I apparently can't trust. But how do you know? I don't want to retain my power. I wanted to share my power and transfer it so people could succeed as well. But that doesn't seem to be human nature. When you give them that type of power, it corrupts. And that's very true. Did somebody pop in here? La, 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 la. TLO, what's up? Are they going to use VR goggles to use the metaverse? Yeah, probably. I don't know. Yeah, Glenn Beck is like, he's on fire, man. He's like, oh my God. I mean, I don't even watch, believe it or not, Fox News. I'll poke into Fox Business News and CNBC just to see what's going on. But everybody's like so shocked that inflation's going up. And you have these journalists. There was one, Glenn Beck played it today. And this journalist was saying inflation ain't a big deal and don't worry about it and blah, blah, blah. He was just being a parakeeter, repeating what other people were saying. He had no idea what he's talking about. And then he finally admitted, but didn't apologize, that, yeah, he didn't know what he was talking about. And how could you when you were born in 1986? But that's not the point. The point is we've been through this in the 80s with Reagan and late 70s with President Carter. And the only way we fought inflation was through raising interest rates from Paul Volcker, who was the chairman of the Fed at the time, I think, which he drove them all the way up to 18% to drive inflation down. We can't do that today. It will bankrupt us. We have inflation at very low rates, and just 1 or 2 basis points is gonna crush us. It's gonna crush us. So for somebody to say that they don't know what, they have no idea what they're talking about, and they don't pay attention to history or pick something up and do some basic homework on when's the last time we had such high inflationary threats. There's a story on Drudge that this is costing the average family an additional $250 a month. Can you afford that? I can't. And then you got some assholes coming on. Oh, well, I was born in 1986, and this just really isn't a big deal, and it's transitory. So yes, I'm gay, and I don't know why, but that's just the voice that came out, and I just really don't know what to say. These people are ridiculous. Don't listen to Fox News. Don't listen to any of these conservative, especially Glenn Beck and Joe Rogan and anybody. It's all misinformation. It's gonna be fine. There'll be no problems, and they're just trying to scare you. Okay. We're in deep shit. We are in deep shit. Snowy skies here. Yeah, I could say that that's here too in Colorado. But I'll tell you what, man, when the sun comes out and it's like 50 degrees, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Hello, Abina. Abina Doris. Is that correct? Sorry if I misinterpreted that. Oh, so you seem to be, I'm sorry, don't know. Listen, I'm not a racist. I'm not being an asshole here. My granddaughter's half black. So, okay, whatever. All right. I got black friends. I got all kinds of friends. So I have to preface it with this because you just reminded me of something. What the fuck is this with? And I don't want to get into politics. I just want an explanation. Why in the fuck are we passing out crack pipes to African American communities? Can someone explain it to me? You're giving out a crack pipe, one of the most addictive substance known to man, to the black community. Will someone please explain that to me? If that's not trying to oppress somebody, you got to get people off that shit. Are you serious? It's bad enough. Oh, well, we'll help you out. We'll put you in a project. And if you just have 3 or 4 more kids, but you can't marry the daddy, we'll give you all kinds of money. And then here, by the way, here's a crack pipe. Just remember to vote for me. How oppressive can you be? Oh my God, people, please wake up. You don't want to go down the crack pipe road. You don't want to. I don't have experience in that. I have plenty of experiences with alcohol and cocaine, but not crack. Thank God. Thank God. Because I'd probably be dead. And you're talking 35 years. I've never touched that shit ever since then. I drink occasionally. I'm not going to be a liar, but yeah, I haven't touched any of that stuff in over 35 years. What is wrong with people? That's exactly right, TL. Easier to control junkies worked in the 80s. Yeah. I mean, really? And you got President Magoo up there say, oh, we need to fix this. And what's the matter with you people? And what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. We're going to pass out crack pipes because there's some racial inequality there. You guys were smoking crack out of a shoe or a straw or something. So we're going to give you some really nice crack pipes that white people have to make it fair. Oh, my God. You're passing out paraphernalia for a federally scheduled drug. What's next? Syringes? I think they did that. Didn't they do that? Didn't California do that? And you wonder why California's a shithole. And there's a lot of people listening to the show from California. Inadvertently smoke crack every night due to the fact that our metro transit trains are Cracktown Express every night. Really, that's scary. That's scary, man. You know what I hear is just as bad as crystal meth. And that breaks my heart. People that get hooked into that stuff and it just sucks the life out of you. And they're like, oh, yeah, but it gives you such great energy and a high and this and that. I go, I don't fucking care. Are you crazy? And you can always tell when someone's done it because they look like the crypt keeper. Their cheeks are sunken in. They're losing their teeth. I mean, the life has just been literally sucked out of them like a fucking witch. Somehow sucked the life out of you, which could have been my ex-wife. Ooh, sorry. Couldn't resist that one. But yeah. Really? Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but it's just a really bad dream. And I'm getting tired of it. Last night, dozens and dozens smoking crack on the train, total fish bowling. So now what? So get everybody hooked on drugs? I mean, are they trying to get people dependent on the government? I mean, that's a fair question. But then if you get caught, there was another audio verb thing played or snip, whatever you want to call it, audio on Glenn Beck that it was some congressman saying, or it might have been President Magoo, I'm not sure, saying they passed a law that if you get caught with more than a size of a quarter of crack, you're going to jail or prison for at least 5 years with no probation and no deals. But the government's passing out crack pipes? What are you going to put in there? Fucking bubble gum? I mean, why don't we just pass out guns? Oh, to all the bad guys in the projects, because they get them anyway. And yeah, but don't shoot anybody or rob a bank. But here's a gun with plenty of ammunition. What in the fuck do you think they're going to do? And this is leadership. See, and I don't want to get into politics. It's not really specifically politics. It's leadership. Why are they doing that? You really want people so addicted to something that it will probably kill them. And if it don't, they're going to be begging you to do whatever you need to do to save them. Is that the plan? Because I've been down that road, and I'm going to tell you something. If you don't die or end up in jail or prison, you're going to wish that you were dead. You're going to hit bottom. You think stuff is bad now. Get addicted to drugs and see what happens to you. You are going to go to hell. One-way trip, most likely, because not too many people return from that trip. You think you got problems now? God help you. They don't arrest for drugs anymore. They're doing it on the streets at midday, at least in Minneapolis. Oh my God. So it's just a big party. What is it, Amsterdam? That's what it sounds like. Is there any hookers down there? That's next. Why not? Yeah, I mean, we're just really falling apart, man. We really are. Our society is just going to hell. And that's where you come in. There's never been a more important time, in my opinion. I mean, back in the 2008 meltdown, you needed to learn how the money system works, the Federal Reserve, the gold standard, this and that, everything else. You needed to learn that and take your financial responsibilities and intelligence to the highest level. And I don't think anybody did. And now, I mean, there's some other things that happen, but now what's really dividing us and causing issues is the whole vaccinated, unvaccinated thing. And people aren't doing their homework. And the ones that are listening to the scientific facts and trusting, I mean, really, you're going to trust a source to tell you the medical facts about coronavirus and they're passing out crack pipes? What the fuck is wrong with you? You should get your head examined. Really? Oh yeah, you should do this and wear a mask and 6 feet and this and that and social distancing and get your booster shots. And by the way, here's a crack pipe for you. What? Now it's more important than ever that you take your health of your body in your hands and not by medical fact, or actually, no, scratch that, by medical fact and not medical theory. It just appears to me that this whole fiasco was to get rid of President Trump and get him out of there and cause all this division and everything else and call him a racist and call him all this stuff because the people in power were losing it, like Senator Palpatine. And they didn't want to lose it. So at all costs, they did what they could to get rid of him. And I can't prove that. That's just my opinion. But I really got a problem when the government is passing out crack pipes. I mean, am I crazy? I mean, am I being ridiculous? I mean, what's next? Well, you know what? Everybody's going to get a Ferrari, but don't speed in it. Yeah, okay. Here's a crack pipe, but don't smoke crack out of it. Right. Oh my God. So anyway, I guess this boils down to betrayal. Again. I mean, they did it to Jesus Christ, so why the fuck won't they do it to you? I don't know. But you're putting your trust into people that do not want to lose their power. And when they start sensing they're losing their power, they will go at all costs to retain that power, i.e., allegedly letting a coronavirus loose, and B, now saying, I mean, how could you flip a switch and snap of a finger like this? Or Samantha from Bewitched and she wiggles her nose, you know? Or I dream a genie, you know, I'm dating myself. And yes, master, what wish would you like? Gee, I would like coronavirus to go away. Okay, your wish is my command. Boom, gone. How can that be? Don't pay attention to those election primaries and re-election in November. No, don't pay attention to that. That has nothing to do with it. Then why the change so fast? Shutting down businesses, putting people out of work, making me move from Colorado to Florida, and then back to Florida, and then back to Colorado because things relax now. I got a couple comments on Florida I'm going to end the show. Not yet though. But this has cost me a lot of money, and I haven't taken a dime from the government. So who's going to pay for all my loss of income and my moving expenses? I'm sending the bill to the Chinese are going to tell me to fuck off. Government's going to, oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? You people 30 years ago decided, even longer than that with Nixon, and we gave pandas. I think we gave pandas to China. I was a kid, but it was a big deal. And Nixon started all this horseshit with China, which is a communistic country. Oh, and what about these Olympic athletes from America joining China, being on China's team? Talk about betrayal. Why don't you just fucking stay there? I mean, this is so surreal. Is this? And then somebody made a good point. Glenn Beck was talking to an OAN reporter, because OAN's on fire right now. They're They're like Fox News used to be over 20, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever. Like right before around 9/11. And he made a good point about Putin, that we have military bases all around Russia, and all kinds of this military strategic power around Russia, and now we're getting into Ukraine, and he has a problem with it. Some people think Putin's being ridiculous, but this reporter said, why don't we flip that now? And Russia has bases in Mexico, bases in Cuba, bases in Canada, and right surrounding all of us. And now they want to put one, I don't know, just more in Canada, like really on the border. You don't think we would have a problem with that? Of course we would. I'm tired of this hypocrisy and delusional leadership. Ever since Nixon, I'm not blaming President Magoo for it at all. But that's a very fair assessment of the situation. And then China wants to take Taiwan. And then if you listen to Alex Jones and Joe Skousen has been predicting China and Russia to go into World War III with the United States. And I thought it was ridiculous because it's mutual destruction. But Putin literally said that if NATO lets Ukraine join them, there'll be retaliatory action in the blink of an eye. And he said, I don't want to do it, but there will be retaliatory action within the blink of an, quicker than you can blink your eye. It's on InfoWars. So how did we go from jobs coming back to America, $1.30, $40, $1.30 or 40 for gas or whatever it was, plenty of food to eat, everything was great, to not even in 2 years, everything is just a fucking mess. How? Oh, I know. It's Joe Rogan's fault. It's Glenn Beck's fault. It's OAN's fault. It's Freedom Revolution's fault. It's the original Red Pill's fault. It's the Canadians. It's the truck drivers. It's Fox News. It's everybody else's fault that the world has gone to hell in 2 years. Excuse me, but I don't think we've done anything other than try to stand up for our rights peacefully and nonviolently. So it's going to be an interesting time now from here to the elections in November. And then it's going to be really interesting who wins the elections and the behavior or reversal of mandates and narratives, which I am going to predict, if the same people retain their power, we're going back to lockdowns and dumbass fucking mandates that don't work. Watch. Because you were used for a transfer of power for them to retain their power. Just ask Senator Palpatine. And they're going to, i.e., analogy, kill us in our sleep, and which means they're just going to leave us and send us crack pipes and starve us to death. And inflation is just going to be through the roof. So, you know, and also I'm going to tell you, I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just like, I don't like what I see. And I think I'm pretty perceptive and have this stuff figured out to a point, but I am still going to read Glenn Beck's The Great Reset book, which I am, because I still am not sure about things. And he's been eerily accurate And he even will say people that don't learn their lessons from history are doomed to repeat it or something like that. And he bases all of his predictions or perspectives on what's going to happen based on what's already happened in the history of the world. And it is repeated because nobody is paying attention and doing their homework and seeing what happened when inflation was going through the roof back in the late 70s and 1980. It's not rocket science, but nobody's paying attention. So anyway, that's enough of that. The old USSR said that they would destroy America from the inside. Somebody is. One of those athletes had her ass handed to her by karma. What happened? I don't even know that. I don't know. But this whole kick on socialism and some type of social score they keep coming up with, like China has. I mean, we're literally turning into China. And if that's what you want, then I would just say move to China. But it's even worse than that. It's a combination of China and the SS and Hitler, where there's just no room or tolerance for people that want to live their life the way that the Bill of Rights and the Constitution say you can. And they're going to try to turn, and they are actually, turn us all against each other when we all need to unite. Like, and I don't mean this literally, I'm being sarcastic. The stupid fucking Canadians and fucking truck drivers. Are you serious? You can't make this shit up. God bless them. But really? Depending on who writes the history books about this stuff. Well, it took the Canadians, okay. Yeah, hey there, where's the Molson at? And truck drivers, oh, that's a big 10-4. You know what? I think we should just get in our trucks and do a convoy and go up to Canada and tell Trudeau to go fuck himself. What do you think? What? When we just sit here as Americans and go, oh, yes, sir, yes, whatever you say, you're going to take my business away. You're going to lock me down. And if you don't wear a mask, then you're going to have your business shut down. You're going to be arrested in your livelihood and that. Oh, but God forbid you have a convoy block commerce and bridges in Ontario, and then you have the fearless leader come up and go, all you're doing is causing commerce to be disrupted, and that's going to cause supply chain issues and prices going up. What the fuck do you think COVID did? Really? What's up, MGTOW? All right, so anyway, I'm just going to sit here and rant and say the same shit. But the point is, this isn't about me. It isn't about you. I mean, it's about our country. And we are being infiltrated. Like, who said it? Was it Abraham Lincoln? George Washington? Somebody, one of them said, this country will never fall from an outside force. It'll be from the inside. And you can't tell me that that's not happening right now. I mean, please. Oh, yeah, we got some problems here, and, we need equality, so we're going to pass out crack pipes to African Americans. Oh, my God. Come on. Really? I don't care what color you are or what your political affiliation is. Really? Are you retarded? Yes, that's not a PC word. Excuse me. Are you mentally challenged? Are you an idiot? Why, when you were a kid and having problems with teenagers, which God, who didn't? And if I didn't get my ass beat or threatened to get beaten or grounded, I didn't sit down with my mom and dad and go, well, you know what, Tim, you're flunking out of school, and I was, and we got problems and this and that. But I'll tell you what, here's a crack pipe for you to help you out. What? Are you trying to destroy me? Because some people already are successful at that. But you trust your parents and you sit down and you're ready to get an ass whooping and grounded and forever. And they hand you a crack pipe. Oh my God. Well, yeah, your sister got one and, it's time, we give you one too, because that's just not fair. I mean, please, for the love of God, please tell me I'm wrong. Tell me there's nothing wrong with getting a crack pipe from the government or your parents to make things equal. How in God's name, I mean, it might make it equal, but how in God's name is that going to help you? That's like pouring gasoline on a fire and you're told that it's going to put out the fire. I don't know, man. I really don't know. But what I do know is this. This is going to be a very interesting next 6 months in how our federal government and our state governments handle this, because there's an election year in November. And all the governors and all the people that suppressed your rights and mandated this and told you to do that, it cost you money and you had to move and all this other crap. And if you didn't comply, you were probably going to get fined and or arrested, which is unconstitutional, but I'm not getting into that. You have to comply or die. But now, oh no, we were wrong. Oh, that was just a theory. A theory? What happened to scientific fact? Oh, well, shh. There's an election coming up. Shh.
Oh, yeah. Forgot. Yeah, we can't keep pulling this shit. We just have to back off a little bit till we get reelected, and then we'll just do it again. Scare the shit out of everybody.
Oh, is that really not plausible? Because that's what I see, potentially. Don't be stupid. Well, yeah, we just won the election, so we'll just pass out more crack pipes, people, for celebrating. Thanks for the vote. Just wake up, man. I mean, not stuff or whatever. I've been trying to wake people up to at least look at things from a different perspective. In the love of God, we just look from the outside of this and make up your own mind. But you're going to be responsible for your fiscal intelligence, as you have been from 2008. And since 2 years ago, you are going to be responsible for your medical health. I mean, I still can't get over the betrayal of American athletes going on the side of China. I mean, I've been watching the Olympics as I was a kid, and if I saw that as a kid, I mean, that would just be unheard of. I don't know, man. And what are they going to do? So is our country going to let those American citizens back in this country because we're kissing China's ass so much that we don't want to piss them off? So nothing's going to happen to them? I wouldn't let them back in the country. Hey, fuck you, man. You want to represent China? Why don't you just stay there? What a upside down flipped world we live in. But that's for you to figure out. So just pay attention, read books, watch whatever TV shows you want to watch, news, podcasts. But it's pretty apparent to me that if you're going to stand up for your rights and have people voice their opinion that they're not going with the narrative, they're going to be targeted. And if that includes me, that's fine. I am just trying to make you think. I'm not telling you what to do. Just step back, take a breath, learn everything you can, and make up your own mind. Don't try to make up other people's minds, even your family. I mean, this stuff has caused divorces and families to telling each other to fuck off. And, oh, what do you mean you're not vaccinated? There's actually a family, I don't know who told me this. There is a couple, married couple, that's getting divorced because one wouldn't get vaccinated and the other did. Are you serious? Are you serious? So just make up your own mind, and you might find yourself alone because it doesn't make sense to you, and because you believe in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When I had COVID and I was on my back for a week, I didn't know what time it was. I didn't know what day it was. I was alone, unvaccinated. And I told myself, you know what? If I'm going to die, I'm going to die. But nobody's going to tell me what to do with my fucking body. And if I need to survive with my livelihood based on your mandates and conditions, no thanks. And I still agree with that. But now I have natural immunity, and I don't know if that's scientific fact or scientific theory, but regardless, it's supposedly 10 times stronger than a vaccination. So from immunity from a vaccination and 100 booster shots. So like I'm saying, just do your homework. And then the last thing, and I'm going to go, is I've been listening to Glenn Beck again, and I guess, I don't want to say which pharmaceutical company, but one of them had to submit like 75,000 pages to the FDA to get the emergency approval. And now they're in court, and they say they can't release any of these papers for like 90 years or something, or 75 years or some horseshit like that. Which, to put in perspective, everything was locked down and sealed with the assassination of JFK for 50 years, and that came around and they still didn't really release anything. You're talking 90 years? And I guess the judge told the pharma company, well, you need to give us something. So it was like 5,000 pages. And now that the pharmaceutical company is starting to things out with its courts, that they might not be so great in the future. So what the hell is in these documents? And why are they sealed for 90 years? See, that's the kind of things you need to ask yourself. Because people that are unvaccinated don't want to die and don't want to get other people sick. They want to live. It's the contrary. And if this vaccination is truly a vaccination, then why all the secrecy in a 90, 95-year sealing of documents when none of us are going to be alive, probably literally, but definitely not in 95 years. It'll be long forgotten and gone. It won't matter. So you need to ask yourself those questions. But you can do whatever you want because you still have freedom of choice up to a point. But there's just a big reversal here from pounding it into your head, masks, mandates, vaccinations, boosters, this, that, and all of a sudden, it's 180 degrees. Why? That's what you have to ask yourself. Why? And figure it out. But just be prepared, because inflation, based on history, which I was a kid, teenager when this happened, but I remember my parents bitching and pissing and moaning about it, how high interest rates were. That's the only cure to, unless the dollar fails, which possibly it could. That's the only other way out. But 18, 20, 25% interest rates now are the only things that are going to curb inflation. That's the only medicine for inflation. And it's not going to happen because that will bankrupt us too. Just listen to the financial experts. That's not theory, that's fact. But do your homework. There's my opinion from what I'm hearing. There's no way out of this, except maybe, and do your homework and watch Max Kaiser and the Kaiser Report. That the only plausible, allegedly protection you may have is Bitcoin. And I'm not telling you to do that, but that is what Max Kaiser's saying and some other people. So you need to do your homework on this stuff. But who knows? It's anybody's game. But just based on prior history, going through inflation in my lifetime, the only cure or remedy is higher interest rates. So that's it. Do your homework. Don't listen to dumbass fucking people that were born in the 80s and repeat what they're hearing, even from the Federal Reserve, with transitory. Inflation is not transitory. It's like having herpes. Oh, that's transitory. Well, yeah, I can, or transmittable, but herpes is not transitory. I mean, I guess it can service and come back depending on this and that, but no. I mean, you got that fucker. You got it. We have inflation. The only cure is higher interest rates. Period. Do your homework and prepare. And that's it. So I'm really, really, really into Glenn Beck on Spotify. He is just like on the mark. And I've been listening to Glenn Beck ever since he was on CNN, believe that or not. Then he went through Fox, and then he started GBTV, and then he started The Blaze, and I just really didn't want to pay attention to him. But something, I don't know, lured me back to him. And he is just on fire, man. He is just on fire. And I'm reading The Great Reset because he keeps pounding that into the ground. And I am reading it. And we'll see, because I have things I haven't figured out. And according to him, he's got them figured out. And I want to know what that is. So that's what I'm telling you. Find your sources to figure shit out. It's not in front of the television. Or people with narratives, or even people that are in power. They want to retain their power. Remember that. And that's it. So I'm really concerned. So anyway, that's enough of that shit. I am going to go. Thanks for listening. Please share this show. And we all need to unite here. Move to California. Unite like the truck drivers. See, there you go. Big Toe's got it figured out. Yep. Yeah, and they're going after Rogan big time. Yes. Yeah, there you go, Bonnie. See? I've been digging up another 500 square feet in my backyard the past 2 days, making my garden even larger. I can grow more veggies, and Sherman will guard them. Yep. There you go. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't have answers, but I definitely have theories. And I'm not so sure about the facts, because what we were told were facts are now theories. Oh, there's Sherman with the tennis ball. How cute.
Oh my God.
But just do your homework and come up with your own plan. I mean, that's all I can tell you. And I really don't know what's going on with this network. So I might have to call Scarlett and find out what the fuck's going on, because It appears to me I'm the only one doing a show here. I could be wrong, but that's what it appears to be. And then, of course, I'm on Podbean and Spreaker and Spotify and all the other platforms until they ban me. But I don't know why, because I'm not causing problems. I'm trying to make you think. That's it. And if that's a crime, then we're all in big trouble. It's 1984, which I really still haven't seen that movie yet. But I know what it's about, and it's eerily similar. So, yeah, that's it. I really don't know what to say anymore. So, I have not seen anything for a week on Freedom Network. I know. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to ask Scarlett. Because there's a lot of people that listen to us. I know that for a fact. And we can't let those people down. And I've been told a lot of people listen, but you don't even know it. It's usually on YouTube, which ironically we're not banned from. But Facebook, it would not let me sign on Facebook, on Dwayne's personal or Freedom Revolution. So somebody did something very, very naughty. I don't think it was me. I don't know. I don't know who it was. But anyway. It's a good point, MGTOW. I heard that too. The cops take the truck driver's fuel, ? If the cops want the truckers to move, how do they do that without fuel? Real genius. Yeah, right. Just like pay your taxes, but we're going to quarantine you and lock you down and you can't work. So how do you pay your fucking taxes or your mortgage or anything of the kind? I mean, yeah, I don't get it. And then when you stand up in what they've caused your life to be, then what you do affects people's livelihoods, but that's bad. See, you can't do that in the name of whatever, but they can in the name of power. Just remember that. Don't do as I say, or excuse me, don't do as I do as I say. And then when you do what they do, then you're fucking everything up. So just think about that. Just think about that. And replace all the truckers and the Canadians by these assholes with power in both countries saying, just replace truckers or Canadians with the word COVID-19 because it's the same fucking thing. But it all depends on who's causing the situation. So just think about it and make up your own mind. But I made up my mind, and there's a bunch of fucking horseshit. That's what I know. So, all right. Again, I'm going to go an hour and a half. That's enough. What's up, Darren? Darren's in they tried 500 people. They tried, but 500 people marched in the next day with jerry cans full for them. They couldn't handle the amount of people. Yeah. And then they're falsely reporting, and like, for instance, the truck drivers needed food, so they stole it from the homeless or something, from people that really needed it, which was a crock of shit. It's just Alex Jones just played a whole blurb of newscasters saying all this stuff that was just so degrading and demeaning. Why didn't they go on there and say that about the government when they did all this COVID crap? They didn't. That's what I'm saying. Whatever side is speaking, just replace that word of situation with COVID. Okay? And then maybe that'll put it into perspective for you, because it's the same damn thing. The results and the effects are the same. It just depends on who's doing what on what side. If that don't wake you up, then I don't know what the fuck will. I mean, I don't know. You can just deal with what happens here. But if you don't think they're going to come for you, you're a fool, because there'll be nobody left, because they got everybody else in priority, and they will come after you, whatever that means. And that's not a threat. That's just what they do. So if you're a threat or a problem, they come after you first, and then it trickles down to when you're the only one left and you're going bye-bye, whatever that means. So just remember that. All right, that's it. I'm done. Just do your homework, please. Do your homework and look. But if my mom and dad were passing me out a crack pipe for equality and whatever, I'd be like, I want new parents. But see, maybe you don't. Maybe it's up to you. So, all right, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for listening to me. Please share the show. And thanks to everybody in the chat rooms. Say good night, goodbye, whatever. And tomorrow's Van Halen Friday already again, which is crazy. And we'll see what happens. But for the love of God, think. Please. Because your livelihood really depends on it. In your survival, because inflation is no fun and it's not going anywhere. It's not transitory. It's not going to get reduced. Your stuff is going to keep going up. So please prepare for that. Do your homework and how to do that, and do it. It's your responsibility. And that's it, because no one's going to save you. Oh my gosh, is that Woody? Yeah, that's Woody. Kristen, that's Woody. Why? Do you want to say something? Because hurry up, I'm ending the show. She said, yay. Are you laughing or crying? What is that? What emoji icon, whatever the fuck that thing is? What is that? Is that laughing or crying? I can't tell.
I can't tell which one it is.
You're laughing so hard you're crying, or you're crying? But you're saying yay. That's a smile. Okay, I can see that one. That's a smile. Okay, good. So people are reuniting on here. That's what we got to do. We have to unite. Just telling you. And not organize and assemble and whatever, or pick up pitchforks. No. Like the truckers and the Canadians, and say, no, fuck you. We're not doing it anymore. Go fuck yourself. And squat. That's it. There's nothing wrong with that. Go on strike. It's an on-ran thing, and I've been saying that for freaking years. Go on strike. Quit contributing to the system, because it doesn't work without you. It only works if you participate. Enough is enough. Say no. But literally mean it. Just don't say it. Say no. I am not contributing to this. I'm going on strike. This shit has to stop. There's nothing. Oh, just shut up. Here's a crack pipe.
Okay. Oh my God.
If that, like I said, if that doesn't say anything or say it all, then there's just no hope. So I want to unite. I said I will unite with the wood growing my bush. Oh my God. Kristen, really? What else you want? I don't know, but that's too Howard Sternish for me. This is the PG show here, young lady. What's wrong with you? Unless you're a troll. Are you trying to ruin my show? Oops. Ha, oops. Yep. Okay. Well, do whatever, man. Okay. I know. You're just, it's cool. Because if you were, I'd have to block your ass. So I don't care who you are. But I won't do that. You're just kidding. Lord knows I'm sarcastic and say inappropriate things. No, I know. I'm kidding. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out your intentions. Because one guy tried doing it, and I told him to go listen to CNN, and I blocked him because he was being an asshole. So this is an open forum, man. You can say whatever you want. Just don't try to hurt the show or network, because it's my job to protect it, and I will. So, but anyway, that's enough of that. I'm going to go an hour and 31 minutes. Please share the show. You had enough time. So, no, I am enjoying your show. Oh, thank you. Really? And you gave me 5 hearts. That's so sweet. Thank you. You didn't give me any tonight, though, because there's 0 in there. But you've given me 5. So, I'm not greedy. Thank you. What is mean? When a woman says, that's not good. That's not good. Not my experience, at least. Now what? Now what are you going to do? Is there a middle finger emoticon or whatever you call them? I sense that's coming next. All right. All right, I'm going to go. Please share the show. All kidding aside, have a great night. Thanks for listening. Nah, not yet. Not yet. Thanks for the warning. I appreciate it. All right. So have a great night. Just think about what I said. And if you give me more hearts and the stupid ass coins that I need to elevate the show to level 2 on Podbean, just send me your address and I'll send you a crack pipe. Okay. You've been listening to the original Red Pill Show.